Hi, I'm John Coveyou, the creator of Virulence, an infectious card game, and I'm going to take the next few minutes to teach you how to play. First, let me go over a brief summary of the game. So Virulence is a blind bidding game. In the center of the table, you'll notice a number of cards that will score or lose a player points. Each player will bid on those cards using one of the available viruses in their hand. They'll reveal, and in number order, select which cards they want that round. Any negatives would go to the lowest. If there's ever a tie, you roll dice to break the tie. And of course, you have bonus cards over here for the first player to get certain sets, which I'll explain in just a minute. Now, here's how to set up Virulence. The first thing you'll do is separate the cards into three different types. The first are the bidding cards, and these have the numbers in the upper left-hand corner, 1 through 6. You'll give each player exactly one of each of the numbered 1 through 6s, plus this blue reassortment card. The second kind of card are these bonus cards. You have 4 of them, 2 red helicals and 2 orange icosahedrals. You'll shuffle these up, randomly remove one of them, and flip the top one face up, placing it next to the remaining cards. Now these are all the cards that will score you points that you're trying to collect throughout the game. Shuffle this deck up and place it somewhere close to the center of the play area, and place your 4 dice close to this deck as well. Now that the game's set up, here's how you play. To start the round, you'll flip a number of cards equal to the number of players in the game. We're playing a 3-player game, so we'll flip 3. Now you'll flip one additional card and place it face up on the first card drawn. If this card was a negative card, say this vaccine, you would skip it and place it on the next one. But it's a positive, so we'll keep it there. Now what's going to happen is each player is going to look at the cards here. These are going to score you points, and they will choose one card from their hand to place a bid. So I'll place a bid here, and we'll each put a card face down, and then we'll reveal at the same time. If 2 players tie, you'll each roll 2 dice, and the highest dice roll will win the bid. The virus symbol is a 6, so this is a 10. I would win the bid, and I would get to choose my set first. I would choose these, and the next player would choose. If there's any negatives left out there, each player must choose, so they would go to the player who bid the lowest. Now the card that you bid would go into your personal discard pile, face down, and the cards that you gained would stay face up in front of you. The dice would go back, and we would start the next round by flipping 3 cards face up in the center of the table, and then 1 additional card on top of the first card played, and we would bid again. We would continue doing this until this deck runs out. So with this hand, maybe I'll play a lower one because there's no negatives. We'd all reveal, and the 5 would select first, and then the 3, and then the 2. Let me tell you a little bit about these cards and how they score points. The genomes will score you just straight points, either 3, 4, or 5. You have cards like the helical and icosahedrals that will score you points in sets. Your first one is worth 1, but if you have 2, it's worth 3, all the way up to 21 points if you have all 6. Your icosahedral will score you 1 for the first, and 16 for a set of all 4. Some cards are wilds, and you can either play this as a helical or an icosahedral to help complete those sets and score points. Other cards will score you points only if you have the most, or lose you points if you have the least. If you have the most spherical envelope cards at the end of the game, you'll score 12 points, 6 for the second, and if you have the least, including 0, you will lose 6 points. Some cards will score you points and also add to each dice roll. Anytime a player ties with their virus card and they roll their dice, they will now add 4 to each dice roll when they're breaking ties. Some of the cards, however, will lose you points. These vaccine cards will lose you either 1, 2, or 3 points if you're forced to claim this when selecting a viral component card. The mutated virus cards play a little different. These are numbered 7, 8, and 9, and you'll notice they look just like the cards in your hand, except they have a much higher number and a red background. When you win one of these cards, when you bid, it does not go in front of you and score points. Rather, it will go into your personal discard pile, and then you will look through your personal discard pile and remove the lowest card. So you always have 6 bidding cards in your hand and in your personal discard pile. If a player only has low cards remaining in their hand and they think that they're going to lose a bid and have to take a negative vaccine, they can choose to instead play their reassortment card. When everyone reveals, that player will pick up their personal discard pile and place it back into their hand instead of selecting a card. The other option is if this is the last card they have in their hand, they will not have to skip around. They get to immediately pick up their personal discard pile and place it back into their hand. At the end of the round, if a player had placed their reassortment card and these were gone, that last card simply gets discarded and removed from the game. If a player is able to complete a set while that bonus card is available, they may take that bonus card. However, if they had completed the set in a previous round and that bonus card becomes available later on, they may not take that bonus card. They must complete the set while the bonus card is available. Once that bonus card is taken, you'll wait until the next round to reveal the next bonus card. And that's how you play Virulence. If there's anything I missed, you can find the details in the rulebook. And again, remember, the two-player game plays quite different and involves a dummy player, so read the rulebook for details on that. I hope you enjoyed learning how to play Virulence, an infectious card game.